The following product was received free of charge for the purpose of review. However, all opinions do remain my own. Thanks to Mussini Models for sending these out. Welcome back to the workbench. I'm Matt, this is Model Minute, and today I'm taking a look at some brand new models from a brand new company. Mussini Models have only been on the market since September last year, so that's September 2021, and they recently reached out to me to take a look at their models. So without any further ado, let's get inside the boxes that I've got and see what we have. So Mussini Models have been good enough to send me 3 of their new products, and it's worth mentioning that all of these products are 3D printed, so they're physical 3D printed models. So I've got a cruiser tank, a Fiat Ansaldo, and a Panzer 1 by the looks of it. As you can see, these boxes are sealed. I've not opened them yet, so that's the first thing that we need to do. I quite like the box, to be brutally honest. It's minimalistic, it's simple. On the bottom we've got some information. Product contains fragile and detailed models, small parts and essential pointed components. This is not a toy. Not suitable for children under 14 years. There you go. We've got a nice little address there. But it's quite simple, quite minimalistic, which I quite like actually. I mean, you don't always need that flashy sort of box artwork to go with models, but let's take a look inside. Let's see what we've got. It's also worth mentioning as well that it's 1 to 100 scale these are, so these are the sort of... oh, hello, we've got a little card there. Yeah, so just to finish my sentence, these are the sort of tabletop wargaming scale. So, thank you. Let's see if we can read that. Thank you. We've designed and built with our 3D printers each model trying to reach the best level of detail as possible. The result is a historically accurate model where every detail is enhanced by the precision of the 3D printers. Okay, cool. If you've got any feedback, look at that. That's some nice packaging there. Oh, wow. So I've got 2 in here. Let's get one of these out. Model tanks. Fiat Ansaldo M13/40. So there's one of them. Oh wow, the detail on that is quite impressive. And the turret, it doesn't come off by the looks of it, but it does turn. So they've obviously printed it in a few parts and then assembled it for you. But the detail on that is rather impressive. I'll do some close-up shots on these a little bit later. But yeah, that is very nice. So I do have a little bit of experience with 3D printing. And you can see in a few places the sort of layer lines where it's been printed, but the reproduction of the detail is very impressive. So there was 2 in there. Let's open another box and look at this one. This is the Cruiser Tank Mark II. Right, same again. We've got a nice little thank you card there and the packaging. Let's get that out. Oh, so this one comes in a few bits. So there's the turret. So there's 2 in here again. And then there's the body of the tank down there. They're very nicely packaged. You can tell there's been quite a lot of love put into these. Let's get that out. The main hull of the tank. That looks very nice. Let's get the turret out. There we go. So even though there's some quite fine details on here, they've come out really nicely. You have to treat them very carefully because they can be quite fragile. So let's put that in there, little locating lugs, and then it's in there now. It's not coming out unless you turn it like that. There we go, that's pretty cool. Nice, so this had another few bits on the bottom as well, which they've assembled for you, which is really nice. Yeah, you got all the nice little rivet details on there as well. Amazing. Right, now let's take a look at the last one we've got, which is the Panzer 1. They're very consistent. And again, I've got 2 in here, so I'll just get 1 out for now because they should be the same. There we go. I imagined the hole on the bottom was probably for releasing excess resin. That's my imagination anyway, because that's probably what I would have done if I was 3D printing them. Anyway, so we've got another small, this one's even tinier, small little turret there. I wonder if it does come out like the other one. Oh, yeah, they designed the same as the other tank. So I imagine probably the other one is the same. Let's have a look, where's my Fiat gone? So that, if you're going to paint these, it'll make it easy. Yep, they did the same design on all of them. So yeah, I guess these ones were just a little bit too big to put in the box, so they decided to put them in separately. But yeah, now that is a tiny little tank, isn't it? So have I got 2 in that box as well? Yeah, I got 2 in there. Cool. And again, the details on that have come out really nicely too. Very impressive, especially for 3D printed models. So it is worth mentioning that when you order these models online, they've currently got a website up and running. It is all in Italian so far, but I'm led to believe that they are going to change that soon, or working on getting a few different languages on there. And also, if you use the link in my description, you can get, oh, I've forgotten what it was now. There was a discount, bear with me. Yep, so if you use the link in the description, you can get a 20% discount if you spend 30 euros on the website. But bearing in mind that these individually, I believe, so one box will cost you 19 euros. So there's 2 models in the box. That's 19 euros for 2 models. That's about 16 or 17 pounds here in the UK, which breaks down to about sort of 7 or 8 pounds per tank, which actually isn't too bad, especially as they come pre-assembled. The only thing you need to do, obviously, is paint them, but I've been told that they will paint them for you at request, but obviously there might be an additional cost on that, so it would be worth contacting them. But for a brand new company, if you're interested in 1 to 100 scale tanks, definitely worth taking a look at them. I've also been told that they're working on a few different things in a few different scales, and there are also some aircraft models on their website as well, so definitely take a look. So before I end the video here, editing Matt here, or sort of later on Matt, I didn't realise this when I was recording, but the 2 Italian tanks, the Fiat Ansaldo M13s, the 2 that I've been given are actually slightly different, and I didn't realise that when I did my initial unboxing. Oh, be careful. But if you look carefully here, so there's obviously 2 different CAD files for this that they've produced. So this one on the right doesn't have sort of the running board that goes all the way along the top of the tracks. So you can see it on this one on the left. It does go all the way to the back of the back wheel there, whereas on the one on the right it doesn't. It sort of stops just under there. So that is an interesting difference. And I noticed as well that on this one it's got sort of like a spare wheel and some sort of sprockety thing on the back, whereas on this one it's got 2 spare wheels and then this sprockety thing over here on the running board. So I didn't notice that when I did my first initial look at the tanks. So it would seem that there are different versions of the tank included, if there are potentially different versions out there as there were in real life. Having looked at these, I've not been able to spot, however, any differences between these tanks. I couldn't see any differences. I think it's worth noticing that the machine gun here is slightly longer on this one than it is on that one, but I think that might be me. I might have knocked that bit off when I was getting it out of the bag, so that's just me being a bit careless. But detail wise, these 2 are identical, and then it's the same for the 2 Panzers. I can't find any differences between these 2. The variant wise, they look to be identical. But yeah, I did find it very interesting that these 2 were different. So yeah, that's a plus in my book. Well done, Mussini, for attention to detail, I suppose. Anyway, back to past Matt, who was doing the video before I so rudely interrupted. But to be honest, I'm pretty impressed with these. You know, a big thank you to Mussini Models for sending these out for me to have a look at. I can't say I've ever actually looked at 3D printed, products before, other than my own ones that I've made myself. The STL files for these are not available, so if you do want to get your hands on these tanks, you're going to have to buy the pre-printed production versions like I've got here in my hands. But if I'm honest, I'm not sure that I'd be able to get my printer to print as nicely as they've printed on here. Like, there is some massively intricate detail that they've managed to reproduce here. Like, I love how even on the tank tracks here, you've got sort of like a bit of flex, a bit of bow in them from where they're resting. That's really impressive. Obviously they've taken a lot of time and effort to design these models, and then they've taken a bit of care as well to print them. Obviously with resin models, just be careful because they will be brittle, and if you don't handle them carefully you can snap things off. Yeah, it's interesting to see how much bigger the Cruiser Mark II is. It is like, it's almost twice the size of the Panzer. Crazy. But yeah, I am very impressed with these. You can see all these little tiny details here have all come out, even on the tracks as well. Very impressive work. And to be brutally honest, I can't really figure out where they had their support for when they were printing it. So, you know, the physical supports from in the resin printer, I can't see where they had them. So they've obviously taken quite a lot of time to clean them up. I think there might have been some up here and maybe some there as well, but it's quite hard to tell. So they've obviously taken a lot of care to clean these up, ready for dispatch. I think though it's probably time to wrap this one up though. So these are a sample. This isn't the whole range, there's a lot more on the website. Go and take a look of the products that are available from Mussini Models. They come very neatly packaged in some rather small boxes, quite minimalistic, but I quite like that. The printing detail is really high and the quality is really good too. So if you're a fan of tanks and you want to get yourself you know, some of these 1:100 scale models, then take a look at the link in the description box. And also, you know, just support a brand new model manufacturer to the hobby. Because let's face it, the more model manufacturers that we support, the more choice of models we get. As usual, big shout out to my patrons and channel members for the support they give the channel. If you'd like to find out more, take a look at the link in the description. If you're new here and you'd like to see more videos like this, make sure you click that like button and click that subscribe button so you never miss a modelling upload. I think in the future I'm going to be looking at doing a video on how I paint these, so if you'd be interested in seeing that, let me know down in the comments as well. Finally, last thing to say is a massive thank you to you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the workbench again next time.